All right, good morning, everybody. It's your boy Akeem, and welcome to today's first vlog. Continuing with all of my projections for the 2013 NFL Fantasy Leagues. Today, I'm going to give you part one of two videos of my top 20 receivers. In this video, I'm going to talk about numbers 20 through 11. Now, for the wide receiver position, this is the safest position this season in fantasy play because all the receivers are pretty much even, except for about 5 receivers. The remaining receivers of the National Football League are pretty much even, and you could still pick up great receivers for your teams in fantasy play. Now, I know you guys might disagree with me with my top 20 as usual, but I think everybody can play it pretty safe with the receivers overall. It's particularly even my honorable mentions, which I will mention. Starting at number 20, I'm going to go with Hakeem Nicks of the New York Giants. He had just under 700 yards last season, but had to struggle through orthoscopic knee surgery, but he will be ready for training camp at the end of this month. Now, I think he's going to have a good season overall, opposite of Victor Cruz, and have another good wide receiver tandem in the National Football League. At number 19, I'm going to go with Dwayne Bowe out of the Kansas City Chiefs. He is still in the 100 best players in the National Football League, according to the players. Yes, he had a down year, just over 800 yards receiving, but the main reason behind that, and the top reason, is a performance from Matt Castle. But this year they have a new quarterback for Kansas City in Alex Smith, and I think he could do a better job throwing the football, especially being under the tutelage of Coach Jim Harbaugh for the San Francisco 49ers. I think that Dwayne Bowe will have a 1,000-yard season this year. At number 18, I'm going to go with Mike Wallace out of the Miami Dolphins. Now, with Brandon Marshall, which the Chicago Bears, and he had a great season last season, I think that Mike Wallace would be a good deep threat for Brandon Tannehill and be the leading receiver for the Dolphins, the main go-to target, and I think he could have a big season. That's why I have him at number 18. At number 17, I'm going to go with Torrey Smith out of the Baltimore Ravens. Now, without Anquan Bolden, Torrey Smith will be the go-to guy, and the reason why I have Torrey Smith at number 17 is because other than Torrey Smith, they have no weapons at the wide receiver position. They have a couple of decent tight ends in Ed Dixon and Dennis Pitta, but the wide receiver position, Torrey Smith is pretty much all they have, so all the target's going to be more towards him at the receiver position, I believe, this season. That's why I have him at 17. At number 16, I'm going to go with Reggie Wayne out of the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, man, I love this kid a lot, this guy a lot. 1,355 yards receiving, and Father Time has not been slowing this guy down. He is a future Hall of Famer, and he will be the leading target for the second straight year with Andrew Luck as his quarterback. Next, number 15, I'm going to go with Green Bay's Randall Cobb. Now, the reason why I have him at 15, a lot of people actually project him, including myself, in the top 20 because Green Bay is looking more to use him, especially in open space, meaning they're going to actually hand the ball off to him in running plays, and of course, he's going to catch some receiving passes. I think he will be that go-to target for Aaron Rodgers, unless Jordy Nelson steps back to the Pro Bowl season he had 2 seasons ago. At number 14, I'm going to actually go with Wes Welker out of the Denver Broncos. Now, he left the New England Patriots to join Denver, and he has a great quarterback in Peyton Manning. I think he's going to have a great season and be that second leader target, that slot target for Peyton Manning and that offense. At number 13, I'm going to go with Marcus Colston out of New Orleans Saints. Now, I like this kid a lot. Now, for the past couple of seasons, he's had some good years overall, but he has some inconsistency in fantasy points. In first 3 weeks of the season last year, he started off bad, and also weeks 10 through 15, he did not post at least 10 points in those games. So that shows that he lacks consistency in receiving, and he needs to step it up this year, and I think he could do decent if he just be a little bit more consistent. Yes, he did have one game where he had 31 points, but his lack of inconsistency scares a lot of players, teams away from using him week after week. He needs to be more consistent in order for the teams to believe in him and keep him as a starter. At number 12, I'm going to go with Victor Cruz out of New York Giants. opposite of Hakeem Nicks, who I have at number 20. He had 1,092 yards receiving and 10 touchdowns. Not like the All-Pro season he had 2 seasons ago, but I still think he's going to be a good target. Now that Hakeem Nicks is back, then he's going to have more one-on-one coverage for him, which means more yards for Victor Cruz. And last but not least, rounding up my numbers 20 through 11, I'm going to go with Larry Fitzgerald out of the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the reason why I have him jumped up all the way to number 11, yes, he had a bad year last season, but Arizona did not have a real quarterback, but they picked up Carson Palmer from the Oakland Raiders, and I think he's going to make a big impact for Larry Fitzgerald, and that's why I have him at number 11. I think he's going to have another Pro Bowl season and bump back to over 1,000 yards receiving this year, being in that leading target for Palmer. Now, I have a couple of honorable mentions for you guys who just missed my top 20, but like I said, they well deserved to be in the top 20 as well, like Eric Decker out of the Denver Broncos. He was actually 8th overall last season in points according to ESPN. I also mentioned earlier Jordy Nelson. He needs to bounce back to what he did back in 2011, and the Washington Redskins, Pierre Garçon. Now, when Garçon is healthy, he is a dangerous receiver, and he actually posted up some great points. I remember that first week that they played against the New Orleans Saints, he posted over 10 points in the first half, and it shows that he is that deep ball threat, and he was a good target for RG3. And RG3, Robert Griffin III, is looking more towards and throwing the football more than running it, using it, trying to make plays with his feet, which is a good idea, and it will help out boost up Garçon's points in fantasy play. And that's why I have him just missing my top 10. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys is later on today for part 2 of my blogs, giving you my top 10 wide receivers. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akeem McCall. Be easy.